Next game, Jazz taking on the Pelicans, 8 o'clock New Orleans. The Jazz are -3, total at 221. 64% are leaning Jazz, 61% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Pelicans are plus 135 on the money line. New Orleans just 12-24 straight up on the year, 6-11 at home. They rank in the bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 3 in points allowed. Now, they're giving up 117 points per contest. They have straight up losses to the likes of Golden State, Brooklyn, and Orlando within their last 10. They're ranking the bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in defensive rebounding. Drew Holiday is listed as questionable for the Pelicans. Now, Utah on the other side, 5-0 straight up in their last 5, 9-1 straight up in their last 10. They're covering 80% of their games in their last 10 as well. Keep in mind, Conley is still out indefinitely, but regardless of his status, Donovan Mitchell is averaging 25 points a game, 5 rebounds. Bojan Bogdanovic, 21 points a game, 5 boards for him. And Rudy Gobert, 15 points a game, 14 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Utah ranks at the top 3 in offensive three-point percentage, top 5 in points allowed. They're giving up just 105 points per contest on average. Now, total-wise, Utah's 3-0 to the under in their last 3. They're also 12-7 to the under when traveling. New Orleans on the other side, 67% to the under in their last 9. 10-7 to the under at home. I'm going to lean toward the road favorite in this one. Give me the Utah Jazz -3 and the under 221 in that contest. Next game, Bulls taking on the Mavericks, 8:30 Dallas. The Mavs are -9.5, total at 217. We saw a 1-point move toward Dallas and movement downward on the total. The Mavericks open 8.5 up to -9.5. Total open 217.5 down to 217 even. 64% are leaning Dallas, 68% shaded toward the over. Right now, Chicago's plus 430 on the money line. Now, the Bulls have successfully covered the point spread in 5 out of their last 9 games. They're also 9-7 against the spread on the road. They rank the top 10 in points allowed, top 5 in defending the 3-ball. Really good on the defensive side of things are these Bulls. Now, Porter's out indefinitely. Markkanen's listed as questionable. But Zach LaVine, he's averaging 24 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And if we see Markkanen end up playing, which there's a great possibility that we will, Lauri Markkanen's averaging 15 points per contest, 7 rebounds as well. And, of course, Wendell Carter, 12 points a game, 10 boards for him. Now, Chicago ranks in the top 10 in shooting the 3-ball on the road, top 10 in points allowed on the road. They're giving up just 109 points per contest when traveling. Now, the Mavs on the other side, losers of 3 out of their last 4. And basically, out of their last 9 games, they only covered the point spread in just 3 of them. They failed to cover against the likes of Charlotte, OKC, and San Antonio during that stretch. They ranked 17th in home field goal percentage. And out of their 18 home games, they've successfully covered the point spread in just 7 of them. Now, total-wise, Dallas is 60% to the over in their last 5. 21-14 to the over for the season. One more thing to add, Porzingis is doubtful. Hardaway is questionable as well for the Mavericks. Now, Chicago on the other side, 5-4 to the over in their last 9 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Chicago plus 10 and the over 217 in that contest. Next matchup, Bucks taking on the Spurs. 8:30 Eastern tip-off in San Antonio. The Bucks are the 7-point favorite on the road, total at 228. We saw a 0.5-point fade of Milwaukee and movement downward on the total. The Bucks opened 7.5 down to -7. Total opened 229 down to 228. 58% are leaning Milwaukee, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Spurs are plus 265 on the money line. The Spurs are also the worst covering team at home this year in the association. They're just 5-14 against the spread on their home court. They also rank in the bottom 5 in home points allowed. They're giving up 115 points per contest on average, and they failed to cover against the likes of Golden State, OKC, and Phoenix within their last 10 games. A couple more things to add about the Spurs. They rank in the bottom 10 in defending the 3-ball. They're also in the bottom 10 in home defensive rebounding. Now, Milwaukee on the other side, 8-1 straight up in their last 9, 32-5 overall for the year. They have outright victories against the likes of Indiana and the Lakers within their last 10 contests. They're 6-3 against the spread in their last 9. Giannis Antetokounmpo. The hell was that? Giannis Antetokounmpo, 30 points a game, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Chris Middleton, 19 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for him. And Eric Bledsoe, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for the Bucks there. Milwaukee, 14-3 straight up on the road, 10-7 against the spread in those 17 games. They're first in scoring, first in offensive rebounding, first in defensive field goal percentage. Now, 2 out of Milwaukee's last 3 did get over the number. San Antonio, 70% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean Milwaukee Bucks -7 and the over 228 in that contest. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Warriors taking on the Kings, 10 o'clock Sacramento. The Kings are -11, total at 215.5. We did see a 1-point fade of Sacramento in the early wagering. The Kings open as the 12-point favorite, down to -11. Totals 215.5. 54% are leaning Golden State. 72% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Warriors are plus 475 on the money line. They're also 5-3 against the spread in their last 8. They have a successful point spread cover over the likes of Houston during that stretch. Now, Sacramento on the other side, ice cold right now. Just 1-9 straight up in their last 10. 2-8 against the spread in those 10 games. They rank in the bottom 3 in offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage. Now, Sacramento is 10-7 to the under on their home court. Golden State, 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward another road dog in this one. Give me Golden State plus 11 and the under 215.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap brought to you by patreon.com/rockpage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. I like Golden State plus 11, under 215.5. Milwaukee -7, over 228. Chicago plus 10, over 217. Utah -3, under 221. Atlanta plus 8, over 223. OKC plus 8, under 213. Indiana -5, under 208.5. Brooklyn plus 6, under 212. And last but certainly not least, I like Boston -8 in the over 226.5 in that matchup. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Got to give a shout-out to Frozen Gamer, Seahawks, Pablo Arandon, Vernon Williard, Mexical's Tapia, Devon Gibbs, Milagros Tremont, Noel Fader, Joey Aguilar, Joe Delator, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout-out to Ashley Matthews. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/brockpage, where once again we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to on that website. Now, you may be wondering, well, why would I subscribe to your website when you just gave me the entire slate for free? Well, here's the problem. We handicap the entire slate pretty much every day, both the side and the total. And if you were to bet every single game on the board, both side and total, in real life with your hard-earned money, you are guaranteed to lose. That is not a winning formula. It's too many games. The math is against you. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. And they just have too much money to withstand the swing. So what we do on Patreon is we really narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections. Really try to, swing the math in our favor. And if you want to check out my current record on Patreon, you can do that for free right now. My current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is right here on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board, both the side and the total. We don't take free passes here. We won't handicap an entire game and then tell you it's a stay-away game. We do formulate an opinion on every single game, side and total, but you cannot bet that way. You can't bet every single game, side and total. So if you want to check out my current Patreon record, you can do that for free right now. It's right on the homepage. Once again, that is patreon.com/rockpage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our Spanish edition, also known as Edición en Español. Yo tengo Golden State con puntos y los bajos, Milwaukee -7 y las altas, Chicago con puntos y las altas, Utah -3 y los bajos, Atlanta con puntos y las altas, OKC con puntos y los bajos, Indiana -5 y los bajos, Brooklyn con puntos y los bajos, y final Boston -8 y las altas. All right, guys. that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/ProcPage.